Since this is Q&A number 1, there will of course be a Q&A number 2, so leave your questions down below. On with the questions. Jaden Squires, could you do a video on how all of this information translates into an example diet? Now, by all of this information, Jaden is referring to the videos I've made about nutrients, the vitamins video, the minerals video, and the fat and amino acid video. Check those out if you haven't. So an example diet. There are of course a million example diets. From my own research and experience, I'll tell you what my optimal diet would be and what I would follow and what I know would work for many of you out there. So first of all, we want to include animal organs, primarily liver, because liver contains all the vitamins and nutrients your body needs, except 2, depending on how you cook it, but oh well. So that's the first thing. Then the second thing would be muscle meat, because liver contains a bunch of copper and you need zinc to balance copper out. They're antagonists, and muscle meat contains a bunch of zinc, so you would want to eat muscle meat every day because it's a good source of macronutrients and B vitamins, which are more frequently needed than fat-soluble vitamins. You can kind of stock up on fat-soluble vitamins, and water-soluble vitamins you need more often, I would say. So that's a good source of macronutrients and B vitamins. And then you would want a fat source, because fat does a bunch of things. It doesn't, not only is it a energy source, but it's also it's needed for cell regeneration. It detoxifies, it soothes tissues, makes your skin better, and it does a bunch of other things. I'll make a video about fat and detoxification, but especially in our society, fat is really important for detoxification and just protecting yourself. And the last thing would be seafood, because we want DHA for brain function, of course, and for a bunch of other functions, but oh well. And then another thing to note on is that if you're gonna cook all your animal products, you won't be getting any vitamin C, so pick some vitamin C source that appeals to you. I mean, if you like eating tomatoes like you would eat an apple, then go for that. That would be perfect, if it works for you, and if you like it. Next question. Any advice for those with colitis? Now, I did do an extra bit of research about colitis just to understand what it is, fundamentally. And it's, I'll tell you this. Colitis, ulcerative colitis, diverticulitis, Crohn's disease, IBS. All of them are the same. They're separated medically because of the severity of the symptoms and this type of damage, and so on. There are many other factors, but those are 2 very important ones. Now, the way you would want to heal colitis is the same as any other large intestinal problem or intestinal problem. You want to assist your body in healing the problem. Your body is capable of healing anything. You just have to give it the right stuff and a bit of time. So the first thing is ease the load on your stomach. So eat less, fast, do intermittent fasting, just let it rest a lot. Eat 1 meal a day. Second thing is eliminate everything except animal foods, because usually when you look at cases where people have healed themselves of digestive issues, they've eliminated everything except animal foods. So that's why if you research, the carnivore diet has healed a bunch of people when it comes to digestive issues, and that's because our digestive systems, or at least most of our digestive systems out there, are designed to consume animal products. And that's just by looking at evolution and how much hydrochloric acid we produce. So that's one thing. And then when it comes to what you should eliminate, again, everything except animal foods. You could eat fruit. Fruit is okay, but no heavy fruits. You would want water-rich fruits that hydrate you, like watermelon. That would be fine. And some vitamin C source, because a fundamental problem is, of course, your gut lining. Another one is your gut microbiome, but your gut lining is also important, and to heal that you need collagen, and for collagen synthesis you need vitamin C. So pick a vitamin C source that you like and eat a lot of it. And that's basically it. The only obstacles you have when it comes to healing a disease are yourself and time. If you conquer yourself, then you can do everything that is needed to heal the disease. I mean, you have all the information right here. And then the other thing is time. You just have to wait. You just have to be patient, and then when time has passed, you'll be able to heal. You will have healed that disease. And that's basically the process that I have been through, except I didn't get the knowledge this easy. You just got it in a minute or so. Next question, or, oh well, raised through trees, summer breeze. I did do a comment response type of thing to these questions, but I thought it would be good to mention them over here. What would you recommend for rebuilding the gut microbiome after taking antibiotics? This is very interesting, because there are two ways of maintaining your gut microbiome, and usually we're maintaining, not increasing. So you either eat carbohydrates to feed the bacteria, or you eat food that is rich in bacteria, so you'll literally transfer bacteria into your stomach. So then I guess it's as an answer, I should list foods. So if you're not allergic to dairy, foods that have a lot of bacteria would be raw cheese, raw yogurt, and raw kefir. So those are very good options. And then if you are allergic to dairy, you could ferment vegetables. You will mostly get a bunch of lactobacillus and vitamin C from doing that. The raw dairy has a bunch of nutrients, much more nutrients than fermented vegetables, but at least you're getting the bacteria, if that's your concern. And apple cider vinegar is also good. And then we have kombucha and all of that stuff that I haven't really digged into. And then we of course have the carbohydrate sources, and indigenous people usually used yams, potatoes, they made mashed potatoes and so on to get that type of effect going on bacterially. You could also use honey, and on to the next question. What are your thoughts on honey? You could use honey for this purpose. For me, I mean, the way I think of honey is that most groups of people, or intelligent groups of people that have had medicinal systems, have regarded honey as a divine or medicinal food, and that's why I deem it necessary to do the experimenting myself and see what it does for me. Up until this point, I have noticed that it helps my digestion after a meal if I eat some honey. It doesn't work if I eat it with food, but that's just me. And then if I for some reason get an allergic reaction to eating some type of fruit in the wild or something, honey helps me with that. It soothes an itchy throat. Next question. What are the top foods for gut lining? Two things. Or he says bar bone broth, or I think it's a he, maybe a she. Oh well. Let's see here. Since you don't want to hear bone broth, I'll say this. Anything that contains vitamin C, natural vitamin C, you don't want to supplement vitamin C because it's very unnecessary. Of course, you need vitamin C for collagen synthesis, so pick a good vitamin C source and go with that. And different amounts work for different people. Some need some people will see a bunch of benefits when hyperdosing vitamin C. Some will not see anything. Just go with that. And then you could, what are your intestines made of? Fat, protein, and cholesterol. So you want to eat fat, protein, and cholesterol. Eat a bunch of nutrient-dense animal foods. The more nutrients you eat, the better your cell regeneration will be, so eat a bunch of that stuff. Now, our last question is, Luda Games. Which martial art is your favorite and why? I would say, I know MMA isn't a martial art in itself, it's mixed martial arts, but the most creativity is found in MMA, of course, because all the martial arts are allowed. my personal favorite is BJJ, or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because it's basically sophisticated wrestling that can be compared to human chess. It's just so technical, and it requires so much strength and endurance, and it's so beautiful to look at a BJJ fight. And with that said, the next video will be about the liver. Over and out for now.